Hey, what's good, everyone? Look, Glassman here. Look at the old Desiccant wheel right here. Got it pulled out. Big Al outside doing some work on the machine. He's the one. I kind of helped him get it out, but he's the one who got everything loose and out of the way to get the thing out. I'll go over a few things. Didn't have time to record everything. I'm not going to have time to record everything, but I just want to show you some things that are being done and while it's out and stuff. So this is the wheel right here that's taken out. You can tell it's pretty beat up. I'm going to show you some, and I can tell right here this is starting to break down. I found some of that stuff in the vent and the chute there, and I'll show you. I'll do a picture up there what it looks like. It's just kind of cardboard falling apart. There is two sides of it. I think it is sitting how it usually sits in the machine. I think it sits, pretty sure it sits this way. So you have the rink air. I'm looking at the pipes right here. The rink air comes through this way to get processed, and it rotates around. Then you have hot air going the other way, this way, releasing the moisture outside. Vice versa. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can look at this right here. This is pretty charred. I'll get a picture of this when it's out. This is the new one right here. You can see that there's a sprocket on there right there. Big Al. I requested him on this job right here because this was a tricky job, and I don't know why the sprocket didn't come assembled. Probably because the wheel came from a different place and some parts came from another place, and usually the company comes out and does the install. But Big Al from Raincountry Refrigeration, Alan, he's having him do it because he's definitely much more experienced and has a lot of knowledge and stuff. So you had to drill these holes right here, as well as, you know, it's on the new wheel. I was pointing this one right here. There is two stacks of sprockets stacked next to each other, and these little brackets, they're like L brackets, they're kind of rounded. You had to measure everything and pre-drill the holes and get the sprocket all lined up. You know, it's a tough job to make sure everything's straight. So, but we got the new chain. Got the chain down there. That's the old chain right there. I did get a new chain. That chain's only a couple years old, so I may save it and we can spray it down really good, lube it up, stick it in a bag somewhere, save it as a backup. You can see right there too. Look how bad that is right there. There's chunks of it missing. So, got the main bearings right there. You can tell the new gasket sealed. This goes around the outside. It's you know, I'll show you the housing right there. It goes around the outside on both sides. You got these seals right there, as well as there's two sector seals. It is divided up into 3/4, 1/4. 3/4 is the process air that moves through the building. 1/4 is the air. I've got, you know, the reactive side where the heat moves from, releasing the moisture out of the wheel. You can see it's in 4/4, so it's a 1/4, 3/4 type ratio. So there is the rest of this right here. After we're done, there should be like 18-inch 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4 on the other side sector seals to make sure everything is nice and tight. And you also have this right here. You can tell that's also broken down. This wheel is definitely, looking at it really closely, overdue. So if you guys have a Desiccant system, looking at your wheel right here, I believe the number is about 80,000 hours. And I want to get in there. I want to see if there's an hour counter on there so I can write down the hours, find out how long it's been, as well as how much longer to next time. So it's got to be like every 10-year type deal. So it's a huge deal. I think it was like a $3,000 wheel, maybe close to $4,000. That wasn't cheap. That was really expensive per foot. I'll throw up the numbers right there, but I think that was almost close to, just for that right there, I want to say like $800. I did get the chain through them. Probably could have got, I know I could got it here locally because I did replace the chain locally, but I just said throw me a new chain, as well as new sprocket right there. And I'll show you right here, I think. Yeah, right here. A new sprocket right there for this little sprocket right there is what drives this right here. So I got that new, as well as there's a couple other things like the bar, the pin that it rotates on, that's brand new. So all right, for this video, I'm just going to show you best I can what Alan's doing out there. I'm going to get the shop vac, clean that thing out. I have very little role in what's going on here. It's not going to be a how-to video of how to exchange a Desiccant wheel. It's going to show you just kind of what we're doing, or what Alan's doing. He's out there right now taking off the old seal. He's going to have to caulk in the new seal. He did this again off-site with the new one right there. He pre-drilled and mounted a sprocket offsite. I'll show you that a little bit when we get it out. I'm not going to lift it out myself right now, and show you some pictures here or there best I can, show you what Alan's doing, explain what he's done a little bit. I don't want to make it a how-to video. I just want to show you just here or there and what the unit looks like inside with the wheel out, because that's kind of a rare opportunity to look at. So let me get the shop vac, and I'll throw some video here, some commentary the best I can, and we'll meet here at the end, wrap it all up, put a nice little bow on it. Alright, so this is what the inside here looks like. As you can tell, there's been a lot of breakdown of that wheel. Shop vac here, we'll clean this up here. What Alan's done is he scraped off the seal right here. He's also scraped off up there. We're gonna recaulk that, and scraped off this side. There's a seal that gets caulked on, I think, or gets attached. I think it gets caulked on is what Alan said. I think that needs time to dry before we go to the next step. I don't may recaulk a bunch of stuff in here. May have to let it set up before we turn on. Likely it's really cold and really dry today. It wasn't even on this morning when I came in, so which is unusual. Let's pop over to the other side and take a look at it. Alright, so this is what it looks like here on the other side. You can get a lot of debris. We got a vacuum up here, get a new sprocket for the motor. The air, the process air, calling it the air, the duct comes in from the rink this way, goes through the air filters, gets processed and gets sucked up out back into the rink. You know, it's a 3/4 to 1/4. That 1/4 right there is where the hot air is blasted through to release the moisture off the wheel. He's measuring the seal out right now. The new seal has to go around the outside. I think it's also caulked on around the outside. So it's got to set up. Got a couple things we got to tighten up in here, get this vacuumed up, and get the seal on. And there's also two seals right here, these sector seals. There's a seal that runs right there and goes that way, as well as, you know, along this edge right here, and goes that way. So you got two seals around the outside edge. You know, you get one here and one here, as well as the two sector seals right there. So that's what Alan's doing right now, measuring, cutting those off that strip of rubber in there. Probably get some new filters in here until some water and moisture has been getting in here. So go through and do some caulking, get everything set up to get the wheel back in here, get this thing running. Glad it's kind of nice and cold and cool, cold and dry, I should say, until the water is frozen up here. It's cold and dry. Like I said, good day to have it off. It was running non-stop because it just he saw the wheel in there looking pretty bad. So alright, so I think next step I'll show you guys is when Alan's installing the seals on each side, kind of how he does it, what it looks like. Again, it's not going to be a how-to video, just kind of showing you kind of what we're doing here, what he's doing along the way here. Alright, Alan's doing a great job in here. He's got the seals on, perimeter seals, as well as the sector seals. There are two sector seals inside, just sitting there ready to go. Got to be bolted on right there. I think we're going to wait. Gonna wait for two reasons. We're gonna wait to put these on until we get the wheel in, I think, or put them on right before we get the wheel in, as well as we're gonna wait overnight for the caulk, this, you know, the setup, because if we're afraid the wheel's gonna come in this way towards us. We're afraid, like say we slide it in this way, it's just gonna rip the seal right off. The wheel has to be on the inside of these seals, and we're afraid if we push them in, it's gonna rip them off. I have some spare seal right here that came with it, so it just spreads out and it goes in this groove right here. So if you're looking at it, I think it's like sitting, well, it's sitting this way, like this. So what Alan did is he spread this out. He dry fitted it first, got everything nice and fit. You know, he did this once like 12 years ago, so he didn't exactly remember how he did it. So what he did is he took some caulk, just regular silicone. He spread some caulk all the way around the seal right here, all the way around while it's sitting outside. Then he fitted it in. So we're gonna wait for it to dry. You can see right here too. Same thing with the sector seal. We're gonna let it dry overnight and let it set up so when we slide the wheel in, it doesn't just rip everything off. So we're also gonna replace the sprocket. Got a new sprocket right there. It's definitely good. This is where the shaft goes. The shaft, not the shaft, I'm gonna say the shaft seals, no shaft seals on here, but that's where the shaft goes, where the wheel spins on. And one of the bearings was It's still on the shaft. It broke off, so I was kind of remarking to Alan, hey, these bearings look pretty bad. He's like, yeah, well, the other one's missing, so definitely time to replace this, and definitely time to service this thing. So I'm glad we got everything out and redoing it. It looks really nice right now. It's about, I don't know, 25, 30 degrees outside right now, so we're gonna let this set up overnight. We figure, it's really cold out. I joked with him too. I'm all, thing is, once we get this thing all back together, it's probably not going to call for dehumidification because this morning it was so dry, it's so cold out, we're probably not going to need it. So we made the call of letting it, to let it dry overnight, let it sit up overnight, so we slide this wheel in tomorrow, it doesn't rip this gasket off the side right there, because we have to get it on as well as get this thing on the other side of the wheel so it's nice and tight. So we'll check back in tomorrow, hopefully, get everything going here, get the wheel in, get the sector seals in, get the chain on and everything like that, and I'll show you the sprocket that we had to put on there, or Alan put on there, get a good look at that. So check it back in tomorrow. All right, looking at one of the sector seals that wasn't installed quite yet. This is going to go in probably right before we slip the wheel in there. I'm going to let Alan make the call on that one. I just want to show you this one. This is the sector seal. You can tell. Again, what Alan did is he took just on this side right here, but he took and just laid some caulk in there, a bead of caulk, then he squeezed it on there and let it sit there overnight. It's about, 8:30 in the morning here. Tell this right here is notched, so I think these two are notched, so they complete a sector like that, so to say. So I was waiting for Alan to show up here. My day starts a little early. His at the ice rink. Install the ramp right here for the rotation fault switch. Get these things going. Got the wheels in here. Got the new bearing, not bearing, but the spindle shaft right here. And you can tell this right here has the old one sitting still on there from right over here. I think it came off this side right there. So almost there. Check back in here a little bit. All right, here it is, the final product. I was gonna say it's been about a solid 14 days probably since it's been installed. It's been running like a champ. I could tell right away it's been running good. It's definitely sunny, cool and dry today. But all last week it was wet and rainy, and this thing was turned off in the middle of the day. A couple times it turned off, and a couple times it kicked on, but it wasn't running 24/7 like it used to when it's wet out. A day like today, it probably would have shut off regardless because it's pretty warm and dry. This thing is running like a champ. So extra screws right there, get those things out of the way. You see right there's the seal. And I sorry I didn't, get to show everything, the install. Like I said, it's not gonna be really a how-to video. So I was doing other things while Alan got the wheel in. We had a strap going around the outside, just like a carabiner strap, a ratchet strap all the way around to get it in there and centered. Also, you'll see that they had to do a strap connecting to the inside. I got a picture of that to the gate to try to kind of bend to get the pin in, the rotation bar pin. That kind of, he had just a little hair to get up and in there. Other than that, it went in pretty smooth. Again, he used a little strap to kind of bring it up into place and get it center so you get the pin in there. The chain, we used the old chain because it was the right length, and the master link, I guess we could have changed the master link off this one versus the other one and cutting it and stuff. And I told him I could cut it too because hardware sales taught me how to cut it, but decided just to use this chain because this chain is still in pretty good shape. I greased it up really good. Or not greased it, but the chain mate. Cleaned it up, wiped it off, had it right there for Alan to install. And again, it's been a couple weeks and it's been running really good. Wish I could show the other side where the motor and stuff is, but there's a panel I have to take off. That's why I'm just kind of showing you this side. And again, these sprockets right here, I alluded to, I mean, there's two sandwiched together and they're riveted together, and they came like a bunch of sprockets side by side. You could tell they kind of fit together, but just a pile of sprockets, a pile of these little L brackets. And Alan did a great job of measuring things up, making sure everything lines up, because it does go one way and it does spin a certain way, so you gotta make sure everything's lined up and facing it the direction it's supposed to face. And I'll show you a picture here real quick of the other side. I don't think I got a picture of the other side, the disc, because it was face down in the box there. Real quickly, you can see the seal here. Let me go and touch that. Yeah, that's hard as a rock right now with all that heat here. So again, running really good. Really happy with the install. Alan did a great job. We're gonna open the other door here. We'll take a look at the other door. Show you the front of the disc there. All right, here's the process side of the drum. I believe this is the process side, and I believe the heated side is the reactive side. Again, it's a 3/4 to 1/4 ratio. And the reactive air that's coming towards us, the one that's being heated, and the process air is coming down from the rink, going through this wheel right here, then back into the rink over there. So this is what the cardboard, I don't want to say cardboard, this is what the dehumidification wheel looks like, the drum. As you can tell, it looks like some cardboard looking material. And I'll put a side-by-side picture. Is that a little mark right there already? You see that little dark spot right there? Right there. So this right here is, like I said, I'll put some pictures, side-by-side picture up to show you, what it looked like before and after, as well as how it breaks down. It is corrugated, and of course you can't see through, but if you could probably shine a light through, you probably could see light coming through the other side, because it's designed for the air to go through it. And again, this is a desiccant, so this material here absorbs moisture. So as the wheel rotates through, it absorbs the moisture. Then the moisture is released, not evaporated. How a desiccant works, when you apply heat to it, it releases the moisture and it goes out. So as it spins through, the air moves past through the desiccant wheel. It gets, loses its moisture, it goes into the rink, and as it rotates through, the moisture is then released by the heat, and it goes outside through this vent right here. So that's basically how a desiccant dehumidifier works. Just to show you the seal right here, if I could do. Again, Alan did a great job getting that seal along right there, and that right there is one of the sector seals. The sector seal divides the 1/4, 3/4 sector right there. So I'm not sure I can add too much more of this. Again, if they're cool, comment down there if you feel like I missed something. You want to add to the conversation, what kind of dehumidifier you guys have. You have mechanical ones, desiccant ones. I don't know what else you would have in between. I think the newer technology, everyone's moving to desiccant dehumidifiers because it's just much better technology than mechanical ones. So, and these things work a lot better in ice rinks versus swimming pools. Mechanical ones get away with swimming pools, but for ice rinks, when your air is kind of cold already, these desiccant dehumidifiers work wonders. So, all right, go and throw a comment down there. Conversations about the channel better. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. As always, hope you learned something. And like the localized man says, stay cool.